Picture this. You're scrolling through social media, and you see that person, the one who always seems to have it all together, posting about a major blunder they made. Maybe their perfect vacation got rained out, or their much-hyped project at work was a total flop, and a tiny, guilty smile creeps onto your face. You feel a little thrill of pleasure. Sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not a monster. You're just experiencing something with a very fancy German name, Schadenfreude. It literally translates to harm joy. It's that strange, secret pleasure we get from witnessing someone else's misfortune. But why? Why do our brains serve up a little slice of happiness when someone else stumbles? Is it just a dark, twisted part of human nature, or is there something more going on? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology behind this complex emotion. Let's unpack why we sometimes can't help but smile at the slip-ups of others. One of the biggest drivers of Schadenfreude is something psychologists call social comparison theory. From a young age, we're wired to look at others to figure out where we stand. We compare our looks, our success, our happiness, everything. It's a fundamental way we build our self-concept. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes, seeing someone succeed can inspire us to work harder. But other times, especially when we're feeling a bit down about ourselves, it can lead to envy. Envy is a painful emotion. It's that feeling of inadequacy that whispers, "They have what I want, and I'm less of a person for not having it." So, when that person we envy, the one who seems to effortlessly have the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect life, suddenly fails, it can feel like a relief. Their stumble brings them down a notch, closer to our own perceived level. It temporarily closes that painful gap, and in doing so, it gives our self-esteem a little boost. It's like our brain is saying, "See? They're not so perfect after all. Maybe I'm doing okay." It's a quick, easy fix for a bruised ego. We aren't necessarily wishing them harm. We're just enjoying the temporary restoration of our own self-worth. It's a very human, albeit slightly unflattering, response to the constant pressure of social comparison. Another powerful ingredient in the recipe for Schadenfreude is our innate sense of justice. Think about a movie where the arrogant villain finally gets their comeuppance. It's incredibly satisfying, right? We cheer. That feeling isn't just for fiction. It plays out in real life too. When we see someone who we believe is undeserving of their success, someone who got ahead by cheating, by being arrogant, or by stepping on others, their downfall feels like cosmic justice. It's the universe balancing the scales. This isn't just about envy, it's about fairness. We have a deep-seated belief that the world should be a just place, where good deeds are rewarded and bad deeds are punished. When we see someone we perceive as bad or undeserving face misfortune, it validates this worldview. It's a confirmation that there is order in the chaos. For example, if a famously ruthless CEO who laid off thousands of workers gets caught in a scandal, the public's pleasure isn't just random cruelty. It stems from a feeling that justice has been served. They got what was coming to them. This kind of Schadenfreude feels righteous, like we're on the side of good, enjoying the rightful punishment of the wicked. It taps into our moral core, making the pleasure feel less like a guilty secret and more like a justified reaction. Now let's talk about the us versus them mentality. Group identity is a huge part of being human. We align ourselves with sports teams, political parties, nationalities, or even just our group of friends. Our group's success becomes our success, and their failures feel personal. The flip side of this is that the failure of a rival group can feel incredibly sweet. When your team's biggest sports rival loses the championship game, the joy you feel is pure, unadulterated Schadenfreude. Why? Because their loss directly benefits your group. It elevates your group's status. In your mind, their failure makes your team look better by comparison. This isn't just about sports. It happens in politics, in business, and even in online fandoms. The misfortune of the other side reinforces the superiority of our side. It strengthens the bonds within our own group. Cheering for a rival's downfall becomes a shared, communal experience that solidifies our sense of belonging. We're all in this together, and look, the people we don't like are failing. It's a primitive, tribal instinct that has survived into the modern age, turning everything from a football game to a corporate competition into a battleground for our collective ego. So why is it so easy to feel pleasure at someone else's pain? A key concept here is the empathy gap. Empathy is our ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's what makes us cringe when we see someone trip and fall, or feel sad when a friend is upset. But empathy isn't always switched on. We tend to feel less empathy for people who are different from us, people we see as competitors or people we've dehumanized. When we label someone as the enemy, the rival, or even just that arrogant jerk, we subconsciously strip away some of their humanity. We stop seeing them as a complex person with feelings, fears, and vulnerabilities just like our own. Instead, they become a caricature, a symbol. And it's a lot easier to enjoy the misfortune of a symbol than it is to enjoy the pain of a fellow human being. This empathy gap is what allows us to laugh at the politician we despise when they make a gaffe, or cheer when the rival company's product launch is a disaster. We're not connecting with their personal humiliation or stress. We're just reacting to the downfall of an abstract opponent. The less we relate to someone, the wider the empathy gap, and the easier it is for Schadenfreude to rush in and fill the void. However, we need to draw a very important line in the sand. There's a world of difference between feeling a brief, guilty pleasure when your rival gets a parking ticket and feeling genuine joy when they suffer a serious tragedy. The first is what we might call benign Schadenfreude. It's often fleeting, related to minor stumbles, and rooted in the social comparison or justice dynamics we've talked about. It's a normal, if not entirely noble, part of the human emotional spectrum. But there's a much darker side. Malicious Schadenfreude, or taking pleasure in someone's deep and genuine suffering like a serious illness, a devastating loss, or a life-ruining event, is something else entirely. This type of reaction is not a common quirk. It's often linked to what psychologists call the dark triad of personality traits: narcissism, which involves an inflated sense of self-importance; Machiavellianism, a tendency to be manipulative and cynical; and psychopathy, characterized by a profound lack of empathy. For individuals high in these traits, another person's serious suffering doesn't trigger empathy or guilt. Instead, it can be a source of power, amusement, or a confirmation of their own superiority. So while a flicker of joy at a minor mishap is one thing, a sustained delight in severe misfortune is a major red flag, pointing towards deeper psychological issues and a significant empathy deficit. It's crucial to distinguish between the two. So, to wrap it all up, that secret little thrill you get when someone else messes up Schadenfreude isn't just you being a bad person. It's a complex cocktail of psychological triggers. It's our brain trying to boost our self-esteem through social comparison. It's our inner moral compass seeking justice and fairness in the world. It's our tribal instincts kicking in, strengthening our group by celebrating a rival's defeat. And it's made possible by an empathy gap that allows us to distance ourselves from the other person's pain. For the most part, this is a normal, albeit uncomfortable, feature of human psychology. It reveals our insecurities, our competitive nature, and our deep desire for a just world. However, understanding why we feel this way is the first step toward rising above it. By recognizing these triggers in ourselves, we can make a conscious choice to lead with compassion instead. We can choose to celebrate our own successes without needing to see others fail. Understanding Schadenfreude doesn't excuse it, but it does explain it, giving us the power to foster more empathy in a world that desperately needs it. Thanks so much for watching and exploring this fascinating part of human nature with me. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of everyday life. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt a flash of Schadenfreude. See you in the next video.